Greetings, Duelists, and welcome to another video. So, normally today I was going to do a deck report. In fact, I was going to do a deck report for a very different deck from this one. However, I kind of want to show something different today. If you saw my community post, which I will post in the description or I'll pin it in the comments, this is updated Crystron K9 Super Quantum deck. I profiled a version with punk cards last week. Now I trimmed it down to lower numbers, and at first I kind of wanted to just do the profile and show you a few combos, but then I quickly realized this deck has way too many combos. This is probably the most complicated combo deck I have ever piloted in my entire 15-16 years playing this TCG. Firstly, I want to give a shout out to Plus Infinite and to Beast Mode. They are from the Super Quantum Discord. I will post a video that Plus Infinite did the other day, which is showcasing you like pretty much all the important Super Quantum combos, the 1-card combos, the 2-card combos, or like at least the Quantum stuff. If you are interested in learning Super Quantums as a whole, you should watch that video. I will post it in the description. And he will refer you to another video, which is the ultimate guide to Super Quantums. You should also watch that video. With that being said, I'm going to show you 1 or 2 combos of the deck. It's just to show you a lot of really cool things that this deck can do, and why you should be encouraged to try out Super Quantums in Crystron K9. I see that Crystron K9 is gotten a lot weaker since the limit of Joko, but that doesn't mean that the deck doesn't have really unfair stuff that it can do. I'm just gonna show you a few lines. I'm gonna show you one of the Super Quantum combos that you should be familiar with. Again, I'll post M Plus Infinite's video. I'm going to show you the bridge into Crystron or K9s with the Super Quantum cards. And then I'll show you a 2-card combo that will probably feel ridiculous because it's kind of limitless at the options that you have with that 2-card combo. For the first combo, I'm gonna start with Emergency Teleport. This can be either done with Blue or Zaytan as well. Either these can do the combo. Obviously, Teleport is the best one because it doesn't reuse your normal summon, and it can play around Droll and Lockbird, and it can play around the Fat Veiler, which is very popular right now. So we're gonna Emergency Teleport. For Blue, Blue will grab Layer 19. We're activating layer 19, and this is probably gonna be very familiar to you. This is pretty much the same thing I've done with the Malice deck. We now go to main phase. You tribute the Zaytan. You send for cost. If you want to do the Super Quantum stuff, you send Alpha and Spike. You can really send any card. If you want to do a lot more stuff, I think the best recommendation is to send White Layer. You're going to resolve Zaytan's effect, and Zaytan is going to summon Red Layer. And now we have a new chain link. We're going to chain link red and white. If you don't want to get Ash Blossom, you grab white. If you don't want to get Ghost Belt, you put white as chaining 2. If you don't want to get ashed, you put red as chaining 2. So with the red, you're going to grab Zaytan back to hand. And with White Layer, you're going to grab Alphen. And these 2 go to our hand. So we're at this point. You're going to Zaytan, special summon itself. Its level is now level 5. You're going to grab these two. And with that, you make Ripper. And now you can detach the Ripper. Ripper is going to detach the red. You can detach anyone if you want. And with Ripper, you're going to summon. I mean, I said summon. You're going to add. You are going to add. If we can find it. Noroi. I mean, Jokol. You're going to add Jokol to our hand. So, you haven't normal summoned yet, since we use teleport for this combo. So you can grab Noroi if you want. The issue with Noroi is we already went through Ripper. So the Noroi is not really gaining any value from this. And we're going to normal the Alphan. You'll see why in a moment. So Jokol is pretty much the best add here. We're going to normal summon the Alphan. And Alphan can also change its level. You can do your Quantum combos if you want to tribute Alphan. But since I'm showing you the Crystron K9 combos, I'm going to turn Alphan into level 3. And with these two, you are going to make Ebon of the Burning Abyss Cherubini. You're going to do Cherubini effect. And with Cherubini, you are going to send to Graveyard Crystron Smiter. You're going to banish the Smiter, and Smiter is going to add us a Crystron Speller Trap. We're going to add Inclusion. Take note, you can also send Tristyvern. And with Tristyvern, you add the Sulfador. That is also an option if you are playing it that way. Either or works. Let's do Tristyvern one because it's obviously the best one in terms of card economy. So now you're going to Jokol, Sulfador, and this is the Jokol, and this is the K9 Crystron combo that you're familiar with. No Scrap Recycler needed, no Platinum Gadget needed, no Star Leader Dragon needed. Like, just the Quantum cards can get you there. So now you go summon Sulfador and Jokol. And I don't think I need to explain what happens at this point. This is pretty much the Crystron K9 combo that you're used to seeing. And that's the one card combo with Emergency Teleport. If you really like this kind of content, feel free to let me know in the video. Feel free to write it down in the comments. Just say and share with your friends. It really would motivate me to do stuff like this in the future. With that being said, let's go into another combo. So let's grab Teleport and Inclusion. Let's change things up a little bit. Since we now have Inclusion, there's no need for Cherubini anymore, which means you can do more lines instead of just the Crystron lines because you already have access to your Crystron cards. The Teleport, we're going to use it. Teleport for blue, blue for 19, 19 for Zayten. That's not going to change. So these cards are in graveyard now. Retribute the Zayten. And with Zayten, we're going to send the white. And we're going to summon the red. White will trigger, red will trigger. Red grabs back the Zayten. And white will add the Alpha. We can now special Zayten. Zayten is now level 5. We overlay these two. And we can make Ripper. And we can just go Reaper detach, detach in red. And with Ripper, you're going to add the Jokel. We can go now Crystron Inclusion. Inclusion to add Sofador. We're going to use Jokel Sofador. Sofador is going to send 2. Let's send... Let's switch it up a little bit, right? With the Sofador, we're going to send Miger and Solfefnir. We're going to banish the Smiger, and Smiger is going to add us Crystron Cluster. So we're at this point. And this is where you start seeing how complicated the deck is becoming. You're going to Jokel. Jokel is going to add. We still have a normal summoned, so you can go Noroi here if you want. And Noroi is really cool because you can look at their hand. And depending on what they have, you can just keep going with your combo. We're just going to grab... you can also grab Izuna, and Izuna is just another insulator, like another way to just play on your opponent's turn. That searchable hand trap of sorts. Another thing you can add here is you can add Lantern, and Lantern's really cool because it gives us like more things to do with our cards. If you want to like overlay or just move away this Jokel. I'm just going to go with the simplest one. We're just going to grab Izuna. So Izuna is in our hand now. Let's move everything a little bit. This is our hand. This is the inclusion. This is the board. You can now do Solfefnir, pitching the trap. Solfefnir pop itself. Solfefnir effect to summon from the deck. We're going to summon the Crystron Tristaros. You can now synchro these two. And you're going to make El Esqueletes. El Esqueletes effect. Grab back the Crystron Cluster. Now you're going to Tristaros, pop the El Esqueletes. El Esqueletes will summon, well, with the Tristaros, you're going to summon 2 from deck. And the 2 that we're summoning are Smiger and Sofador. The reason we're summoning these 2 specifically is because if you noticed, we have 2 level 3s and 2 level 5s. You're going to use El Esqueletes effect and you're going to bring itself back. You can also bring back another Crystron and make Cyber Dragon Infinity. That is one of the ways you can do it. But to explain the most common way to do a combo, we're going to bring back El Esqueletes. So we're here at this point. Let's see if we can move to the camera so you can see everything. So we're at this point. These are banished. And you have 2 level 3s, 2 level 5s, and we have a level 7. And I don't remember if we used Red's effect to bring back. I don't think we did. So you just grab these 2. and this will make Magma Layer. You can grab these two. Make the Grand Pulse. And now you normal summon the Alphan. You're going to use Alphan's effect. And this is where things change a little bit. It really depends on what you hit. But you have this one, or this one. So we're at this point. This is randomized, so depending on what you hit here is the outcome of our end board. So this is another thing that complicates us as well with the combos. So we're going to do die rolls. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The die ended on a 5, so we're going to summon the red. And these two go to graveyard. White already did this effect to add Alphan. Black layer is going to trigger to grab a spell card, and red is going to grab a quantum, and we're going to grab the white layer. So now we got the Magna Carrier. We're going to use white layers, send the red, white specials. I don't recall if we specialed with red, so I'm not gonna do red's effect just to make it fair. We overlay these two, and that makes the Lustrix. And now we can activate the Magna Carrier, and Magna Carrier can send this to graveyard. And grabbing all of these will make Great Magnus. If I'm not mistaken, it has 8 materials. We can count them all. So 3, 6. Actually, no, it has 9 materials. So this is a 9 material Magnus. And if I'm not mistaken, we haven't used Sulfador yet, and we haven't used Inclusion yet. So you can Sulfador, pop the Inclusion, summon itself back, use Inclusion to bring back the Solfefnir, and these two overlay for Cyber Dragon Nova and Cyber Dragon Infinity. And this is our end board. You have the Infinity Cluster setup that is typically known in the Crystron K9 combos. You got the Ripper, and you have Izuna for insulation against our opponent, and you have the Crystron Cluster, and you have the Great Magnus with 9 materials. So I would show a lot more combos, but again, there are way too many. Like me doing an entire combo guide is probably gonna take the entire year. But if you guys like what you saw, feel free to comment down below. Let me know in the comments that you really liked this sort of video. Yeah, until next time, keep practicing and keep dueling.